Good evening and welcome to Corporate News. I am here with Lauren.
Hi! I'm here! Which is so weird.
AKA Ms. J.
I should be in character. Sorry, wrong character.
No, you don't actually, nobody actually has to be in character. They just seem to come in as in character. That's the kicker. Like, I wear ears, that's about it. I'm done. But everybody else comes in and they decide that, like, on the spot, I tell them you can be in character or you can be just you, and every single time in character.
Can I give you a slight spoiler for tonight? Just like this is for you, and I guess
just
for them.
Me.
Everyone in chat, hold your ears.
Cover your ears, guys. Cover your ears. Spoilers. Spoilers, guys. Cover your ears.
You might be involved in what's happening tonight.
Me personally.
Like a character version of you.
Oh, God. I'm horrified. Horrified.
Gonna be great. Everything's great.
All right. Just bear in mind that you haven't heard my fake British accent yet.
Okay.
And I can torture you with that. If need be.
It's a very unfortunate button that I have. Just Anyway, what do you normally do here?
Well, you, or the person sitting in your chair, usually recaps what happened with last episode, and who better to do that than the person who made it all happen?
So theoretically, I know everything that happened last episode. So, to recap, Mfek, that name, has been summoned sort of to the United Kingdom to aid Pip, Cromwell's longtime mentor, helper, supervisor, person who was on Yomi Island with him. They ended up getting Pip in more trouble than they meant to. Because they successfully broke in and deleted these blackmail files that the gang that Pip had kind of sort of been forced into working for so they deleted those files that the gang had on him, but then they were like, actually, we still own you, was the revelation that we had, because our team of runners are very well-meaning, but not necessarily good at thinking ahead.
You could say that, yeah.
Yeah. You know, really, they're in the moment. They're very present and not necessarily future or past. So they discovered that Pip is in fact also indebted to the Ravens, who was not the Ravens, the Crows. I forgot my own gang's name. They were.
You have to be very careful, or you're going to spoil everything.
They were indebted to the Crows. And he owed them 500,000 nuyen, and luckily, I guess,
is that all?
It's nothing. Luckily, he is going to be participating in the final. And this is where we left in the final of the Gangs of London's underground battle arena punch-out match.
Dun, dun.
It's pretty great as an underground fighting arena. And the prize, conveniently for winning, is 500,000 nuyen that goes to the winning fighter's sponsor, which in this case would be the Crows, who submitted Pip into the fight. So, assuming Pip wins, everything will go great for him.
Now, Lauren, I know we haven't known each other for very long.
Indeed.
But I'm pretty sure I know you well enough by now to recognize that look on your face.
I don't know what look you're talking about. I don't know.
Assuming everything goes well.
Mfik was explicitly...
You were like doing jazz hands with that.
Explicitly instructed
to
not get in more trouble. So really it's up to Mfek at this point and how much they can Mfek it up.
That's a verb now, isn't it?
It is, to Mfek.
To Mfek. And so, going to be wrapping that up tonight.
Yes.
Diving into the next run.
The next run is one of our corp runs.
Yeah, I was going to say no spoilers, but it is one of our corp runs. And spoilers for the rest of my show tonight. Many corps are buying Mfek things. And some of them we will see this week, some of them we will not.
Yes.
But
you gotta fit it into the story.
Especially when 4 different corporations, and those are just the ones that sent me reminders today. I have to go back through my archives and make sure there weren't other ones. But 4 of them have sent purchase orders for things that Mfek is going to get.
Excellent.
So, but I'll let you reveal what those things are as they go through. So, yeah, all of a sudden Mfek is gonna get home and be like, "Where'd all this stuff come from?"
Just a bunch of packages will show up at their door.
Yeah.
Probably not laced with explosives.
Probably.
Probably is always the important
I don't
word.
think
Right
that
now.
any of the corps actually purchased them explosives this week.
I wonder if that could be a mechanic. You know, you could mess with another corpse purchases by lacing them with explosives.
I think they would probably rather just buy Mfek explosives.
Fine.
Probably. Just, yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We've got, I would say, 5 minutes left with Lauren. So if you guys have any very Lauren-specific questions,
How many
toss them in the
spoilers do you
chat
want?
and tag HyperRPG or myself, and we will see it. So get those questions in quick. Otherwise, I'm going to let her go, and we're going to dive into the piles of news that we have, because last week we didn't have time to get into them.
A lot of purchases. And things happened I remember from the end of the evening that I didn't know about.
Oh, I didn't tell you about that, huh?
Well, like, we knew they happened. You were like, hey, BT Dubs, this is happening. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yes. It's interesting because you have more, I would say you have more direct control over what happens in your show and what happens to Mfek, and I have more control over the world that your show takes place in.
It's pretty great. I imagine it's like being a director for a Marvel movie.
Oh, hey, new edge tipping system. That is a very good point.
Yes.
Price on the dice, I do not know off the top of my head. Perhaps Ryan can come running in
$10.
to confirm that it is in fact $10, which he just did. It is $10 to buy a member of Mfek or Lauren a die. You have to specify a die that they can use at their leisure, which is super cool. So you could spend $50 and give Cromwell 5 dice. And then he can then use whenever he wants. He can use one now and then 3 later, and then he still has the other one.
He might succeed on a social check.
Yeah,
because he has dice now for that.
So, or you can give Lauren, you could spend $100 and give Lauren all the dice, 10 dice, all the dice. We are working on actually getting buckets to put the dice in, so we can have buckets of dice.
We have a lot of bright pink dice, so we'll make it very clear when we are rolling these special dice, because they're not just any dice, they're like the hyper dice.
They're hyper dice.
Pretty exciting.
Hyper dice.
All I can tell you is that today's episode title is It's a Little Planet After All, and that's to the chat who asked, it's a small world. Why did I post that video?
It's a little planet.
It is a little planet after
a little
all.
Planet. Do you find yourself upping the creature encounter difficulty to purposefully try to kill them?
A good GM never reveals their secret to murdering players.
See, for a moment there, I actually thought you were going to say the right answer, which is you don't deliberately, a good GM does not deliberately try and kill the players, because if they do, they're going to succeed. And I you know, we joke, but that's the truth. Like, as a GM,
really
if you really want to kill your players, you just do it.
Yeah.
You don't mess around about it and hem and haw. No, you just do it.
Yeah.
So
literally, I can make a meteor
pretense, but yeah, you could literally make a meteor
Flip the table, walk away, they're all dead, you know?
Yeah, so you just, really, it's more about tormenting them for Lauren, I think.
The fine, delicate balance between giving them what they want and giving them what I want.
Krellin, for now, the dice buying system is replacing Edge, but that may change in the future. But for now, at least, we're implementing this as a new purchasing system, not an additional one.
We also, in terms of the overarching storyline, that is something we're working on, is figuring out how are we going to blend in what's happening with all of the corporations, with what's happening with Mfek, and the fact that Shadowrun has, like, literally, if you go look at the timeline on the wiki, it goes back to, I think, 1980. So, there's a solid 100 years of history and canon to work within, and where do you take that story is something that we're kind of doing as a collaborative effort. Because I am not the only one working in this world. You guys are all in it too. It's great.
Just having an anxiety attack. It's fine. Keep going.
It's okay. No, it's going to be great. I'm going to hype over here.
Right. Okay. So yeah, White Wabbit was attempting to troll me by saying that dwarves are my favorite race. It's not true, and I'm pretty sure that you're aware of that.
I am aware of that, and I was given pretty explicit instructions as to if you are involved, what that would look like. So you don't need to worry.
So actually, no, I know this is true because I know who hired the runners as well, and I know that at least a couple of them are friends of mine.
Yep.
So I flatter myself to flatter myself to call myself that. They're friends. Anyway, whatever. Get out of here.
All right, I'm up. I'm going to go set stuff up. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Lauren, for joining me. And now it's time for the news. Dun, 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 dun. No, not really. We're not going to do all of that. But first, Lauren Hype is adorable. Yes, that is true. I'm going to agree with you there. So first, I will read off the final AP totals. Sometimes, so last week, things changed ever so slightly after I announced the totals. When that happens, I'm sticking with the totals that I announced because those are the numbers that I have written down. I do not hate dwarves. I just happen to be an elf, so I'm partial to my own metahuman race, okay? I don't have any problem with dwarves. I'm just proud of being an elf, all right? Just as I am sure Mordecai is proud of being a dwarf, I am proud to be an elf. Doesn't mean we hate each other. We get along rather well, I think. So at any rate, the AP totals for today are, for this week, Shiawase still in the lead in spite of the big news that happened towards the end of corporate news last week. Shiawase has 19 AP total. Evo not far behind, as well as Neonet, each getting 15. Mitsuhama and Seidor Krupp getting 13 apiece, while Wu Xing gets 11. Ares, As Technology, and Renraku all at 10, while Horizon is in trailing behind with just 9 AP. Still a lot better than we've seen previous weeks, where they're a lot closer together, a lot tighter of a grouping, which is what we want. At least by we, I mean me as the person running the metagame. Genova, don't even go there. Don't even go there, Genova. The dwarves will make my lozenges. No. So that's the AP total for the week. That's what we've got. Happening the end of last week, as you all saw the video that occurred, the character of Arslan has been slain, has been murdered. I don't think Shiawase will mind me saying that they are engaging in an investigation on that. But they did have this statement for me to read to you all. Shiawase MFID will be closed Thursday for the funeral of Arslan, the recently assassinated director of MFID. Shiawase's CEO, which I have in here incorrectly, Shiawase's CEO expresses his sincere condolences to the family and has opened an investigation into the event. And then we have news left from last week to read off. You guys are saying horrible things about me in chat. I do not approve. So last week's news, we have Renraku Computer Systems is pleased to announce the latest product in robotics market, the Wolf. This new drone seamlessly blends the organic nature of the Wolf with the latest in robotic technology. The Wolf not only has the keen senses of the natural wolf, but amplifies them with the latest technology, allowing for observing in both visible and infrared spectrums. With the optional realism package, the wolf can be made to resemble the actual thing, to allow for easier integration into public settings. The most unique feature of the wolf is the optional pack autosoft, which allows multiple wolves to act as a cohesive group. The Wolf by Renraku Computer Systems, today's security solution to today's security problems. Let's see. Harsh Arizlan Harsh. Neonet's media R&D department has recently revealed that they hired the controversial Trid star known only as Beyond Z to head their media division. Although he is known to thrive on chaos and be difficult to work with at times, Neonet is hoping that Beyond Z will increase their worldwide media reach. Last week, Shiwase was involved in shipping research and development, and Shiwase Logistics Cargo Lifting Division announced the agreement to provide expanded direct air shipping routes between the Anzac, Australia and New Zealand Allied Confederation, and the Tokyo-Yokohama metropolitan areas. These direct routes, using their heavy lifting line of cargo lifters, will enable fast, reliable, and safe transport for vital medical, food, and other goods between the Imperial State and Anzac. Upgraded security measures on all of our cargo lifters will protect these goods from any and all who would deny these items from those in need, as Shiwase does not allow harm against itself or its interests. Shiwase, advancing life. Everyone in the Seattle Metroplex has been talking about the construction on the new man-made Sunset Island, and Horizon scored us an early access pass to this new playground for kids and adults alike. Horizon Group is bringing the Disney magic to the Pacific Northwest with brand new rides inspired by their classic Fifth World films and holographic performances by all of your favorite bands. The big draw, though, are the awe-inspiring animatronics. We sat down with Horizon's spokesperson, Josephine McAdam, to talk more about them. Horizon's amusement parks have always been known for their character performers, and Sunset Island keeps with that tradition, said McAdams. But we're debuting something really cool at Sunset Island to capitalize on the vast IP library we have access to. Thousands of your favorite characters will be available as incredibly lifelike animatronics, highly sophisticated robots who will wander the island and perform on a rotating basis. Trid Edition got to see some of them up close and personal, along with Horizon employees, friends, family, and selected guests. We snagged a picture with a troop of Corp Scouts and Mickey before climbing the tallest coaster on the West Coast, the Jack Rabbit. Sunset Island opens to the public on July 1st, and for the opening month, ferries from Seattle Terminal will be free. Ares is also proud to introduce its latest prototype surveillance drone, the Stealth Tilt Rotor Interloper Experimental model. Due to its noiseless flight and ability to see in dim lights, it's been nicknamed the Owl. This model holds a 360-degree rotating forward-mounted camera housing holding multiple live feed cameras and thermal optics. Also, with its new internally located motors and blades, the sound levels of its rotors are nearly undetectable by even the best enhanced ears on the market. The series also holds a battery life of 16 hours in air time with only a minimum 2-hour recharge rate afterwards. This product is currently undergoing live field trials. Ares is also pleased to announce a new partnership that will get these prototypes into the hands of those who'll be using them the most. We look forward to getting honest feedback to provide our products and to improve our products and your experiences, the Ares representative said. In addition, Shiwase wanted to release the following, or excuse me, Evo wanted to release the following statement on a recent attack. They said, due to the attacks on our facilities during the last weeks and the stress they have put on our team, it is with a heavy heart that Pensadine must announce the delay of the market release of our new tailored pheromone for orcs. An indiscretion has caused leaks of some of the specifications for our new implant on the Matrix, and a few of our less honorable competitors have already released a subpar version. As a result, Pensadine will be working on improving it even further, and currently won't be able to provide the orc community with the state-of-the-art implant designed to help them overcome any social shortcomings they might suffer. However, they will be providing their current implant to the winners of a beta testers lottery, as well as a discount for their improved version, and they hope that this will help in the future. Evo, because we care. That is it for that news for this week, and for last week and this week. We had very few stories come in over the course of this past week, simply because we still had last week's to follow up with. I am sure that the show will be getting started momentarily, but if anybody has any questions for me about the metagame, feel free to toss those into chat. I am sure you will all take it as an opportunity to yell at me. Yes, I did mispronounce the second McAdam because I had to clear that particular news story first because they used Josephine's name. I had to clarify that it was going to be Josephine, and before I did that, I actually changed, this is behind the scenes stuff, I actually changed it to Joseph McAdams. I changed Josephine McAdam to Joseph McAdams with an S on the end. And unfortunately, when I changed it back, because they do have permission ongoing to continue to use Josephine's name, I missed the second one. So when I was reading it through, I read it wrong because it was in the report wrong. So I know Josephine's name quite well. But that is why, because I was attempting to ensure that names are not used without prior permission. Names of real people are not used without prior permission, but they do in fact have that permission, which is why I changed it back, and thus the confusion. So there you go. Thank you for calling me out on such a tiny slip up. I appreciate that, guys. You guys are really harsh to me today. I tell you, you kill one beloved moderator and everybody is up in arms against you. Any info on possible chaos factors in the metagame? There's not really a lot to be released, but I can't speak on that in the general sense. The chaos mechanics, the chaos items, chaos elements rather, are designed to be behind the scenes, which means that while I will not be revealing all of the mechanics of how they work to you, you have to trust in me that they do operate within rules. I call them chaos elements for effect. They are not, in fact, as chaotic as they sound. They do operate within the metagame's rule system. I'm just not necessarily going to reveal all of those rules to you because then there's no fun left. None whatsoever. And really, that is the whole point of this metagame, is to have fun. That's it. That's the end result, is we want you all to be enjoying your time here, enjoying what you have put into the game, whether it be through your subscriptions or through your financial contributions. We want to give you back something that you can take away and said, I got something for that. I enjoyed this aspect or how I was able to change things just by being subscribed and joining a corporation. And maybe it feels flimsy, but we are working on improving it. Maybe you are dissatisfied with the way that it's working, but we are working on improving it. And the chaos elements is one of the ways that I am trying to do that. And keeping it behind the curtain will give it the appearance of having the elements of chaos that exists in the world already, without bogging it down with the actual rule mechanics that don't affect you that much. So that is where I'm going to leave you for today. If you do have questions, do feel free to reach out, and I will do my best to answer them as I have time and am available and am able to. Some questions I can't answer. But without further ado, let's move on to Shadowrun Corporate Sins. Thank you all, and I'll see you next week.